standing turtle. Standing turtles don't run. Only thing that's missing is like a hat or a bandana and my headphones. But I'm losing my hearing anyway, so. It's getting wackadoo out there. I'm gonna stay home today. I thought I was gonna go out and do something, clean out the storage unit. I thought I was gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay home. I don't feel good. I should go to the post office. We'll see. Anyway, hi, welcome to my tiny little tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. Heyoka. It's a Heyoka. Heyoka. I spell it little h. That's how I spell it. I spell it like this. Little h. E. Hey. That's how I spell it. Heyoka. We're clowns. We are full aspect, full spectrum. Shadow to light to shadow, back to light again. Clowns. We're contrarians. We live opposite lives from people that gone with the program, so we could show people that there's other ways to live, like all the ways that they imagined and come up with the system. America deserves better. So I speak better, and that puts out into possibilities of existence, because I can't stand the reality of what I witness on a daily basis. New Mexico, America, the stage of what the world is. All the world is a stage. Somebody decides who's going to say what and when they're going to say it, and they get paid, God, more money than God. They get paid so much to get people to believe in things. Believe in the intangibles. That's what they want. Will have you do. Feel bad for these people that you never met that don't care about you, so your heart will bleed for them. America's based on manipulation. A contrived reality started in Hollywood. Oh, we can get people to believe whatever we want. Then Hollywood merged with the military. Oh, so disingenuous. I was 15 years old. My mom got into a domestic violence situation where a man a foot taller than her freaking beat her ass, incoherent, and then figured, you know what, she hasn't suffered enough, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this woman up by her hair. And I'm going to hold her head up between the door of a 64 Chevy Biscayne and the car, and I'm going to slam it. And that's what he did. And I almost lost my mom. Well, I did lose my mom that day, because that was the day she stopped being who she used to be. Because of a big, strong man who probably thought he had the golden wiener, and then she told them it wasn't so great, because none of them are, and then they get oh so mad. And I knew then they only kept her in the hospital 6 days that time. And when she came out, she didn't get to go to a rehab facility where she had 24 hours a day. So no, I was her nurse. 15-year-old daughter, I was her nurse. Trying to figure out how to navigate through this world where they said, these are the rules, follow them. And I followed all the rules to a T. None of these systems have ever been in place to help. And then the agencies grow, and you know what's happening now? You know what's happening now? I'm not entering a world to be a part of everybody else's. The rest of the world is collapsing and they aren't being a part of my world now. Where agents, hospitals don't care about you. Doctors don't care about you. All they care about is getting paid. Because they don't care about themselves. Politicians, they sure as fuck don't care about us, dude. The joke of what this nation is right now, I just have to transmute that negative energy that I feel every time I open up my social media. And I'm like, oh, look, there's Biff's doing some stupid fucking Back to the Future shit. You know, nothing's gonna change unless people have a change of heart. And that dude, he ain't gonna have it. He already knows he's going to hell. Because that's what happens when you mess with kids. And I've been that kid that people have been messing with my whole life. I was that kid when I was a baby. Because they predators know how to pick out us people pleasers. Us throwaways, us neglected. That ain't no, our mom and dad don't give a shit about us. You think my day's good so far? My mom and dad didn't give a shit about me. You think I fucking care about what anybody else thinks? Mom didn't get to hold me as a baby because we were too busy running away from bad men in the woods. You know, and this is the world. But they create a world that America outsourced itself. You know, how you want to ruin America? Just let them do whatever they want. Just let them entertain themselves all the time. They'll never want to work. And then infrastructure will dissolve. Infrastructure will dissolve, but that's okay. Because we can just move away someplace else. My heart goes out to all the people that are dealing with water events. I thought it was bad when a few weeks ago when I had shit water coming up through my shower because we had a plumbing issue. Yeah, that was hard for me. That was just hard for me. What I'm seeing in America, up in Alaska, on the prime real estate property, they've been doing this shit for years, dude. Poor people, give them meager means, just let them stay where they're at. One day, they'll have to go. And then that day comes. Hey, guess what? They'll do just like they did in Paradise and Hollywood, wherever else they want to do their bidding, their ideas. Doesn't matter. You know, they got eminent domain. You know, so whether the earth takes your shit or the lizard people take your shit ain't your shit. So we gotta learn how to circumvent and survive and live comfortably, be peaceful lives without their fucking stupid gold playing given nonsense. I can't get caught up in their shit anymore. I went to their fake war in '03. I saw how it's like dude, military budgets or Hollywood budgets. Hollywood and DC are one and the same. There's never a man. The only threat to is America is America's own lazy. Is freaking most America don't know how to read in every state. There's 29% illiteracy because they don't fucking care to. Because, hey, when you got big guns, why do you need words? Yeah. World War III is of a spiritual variety. And we're in it. We're in the thick of it. I'm cutting people out. Like, dude, if we ain't in communication and you don't engage with me, then you're just a spectator. That's okay. I got people I spectate. There's all kinds of astrologers I engage. I watch. I've tried to engage with them, but evidently I'm invisible. You can't see me. I'm that kind of a heyoka. I'm the invisible kind. I'm the kind. People have been ignoring me. That's why we act out, because nobody's looking anyway. The only thing is I never did stuff. I used to break stuff when I was a kid, but then I learned that you don't break stuff. You have to contain your own emotions within your own container and let that stuff out wisely. Because if you don't learn to control your emotions, there's always agencies, as you can well see, that will be glad to pay themselves $4 or $5 grand a month direct deposit just to sit and watch you get locked up in a cage, and then some of them do whatever they want to you. Because you know what institutions are about. It's about where predators go and gather. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's like hunting on. It's like that Joe Rogan does. He's one of those sports hunters. He ain't a real hunter. It ain't a real hunter to go out on land that's all fenced in. I and shoot animals with guns from, like that mentality. What people don't understand is, yes, we are animals. We are animals. Human beings, we're animals. We aren't the highest of the food chain even. Look at all the elk and all that stuff that they mess with every year in Montana. Stay away from the animals. Respect their boundaries. And people just don't have any respect for the boundaries of other beings. And that is narcissistic is what they say. When you impede on the energy of others. Like I just watched a TikTok where a guy was on a plane and he's like, "Is it me?" But as soon as we took off, this woman took out her freaking nail polish and she started painting her nails. I'm like, and I'm like, that's how demons act, as far as I'm concerned. You think it's a nice, innocent little act, you just paint. You're in an enclosed area, so when it's the will of one, that's like, fuck it, I do what I want. I don't care if I'm stinking up the will of everyone else around me. And now that is all that America is everybody's like, fuck it. I don't care if I stink up the place. It's about what I want. And they don't get that we are all connected. We are all connected. I hate that it is true. I fight it because I see people and I'm like, I don't want to be like them. And I'm like them. And then I got to work harder to do all the things that people opposite of them do. Just so I don't want to do nothing like them. So I take care of my mom. I still take care of my mom's. She did a real good job taking care of herself for a long time, but that part of your brain, once it breaks, it just starts to break. So I've been watching my mom evolve into different versions of herself for years. And now all these people are watching their parents get old, right? And they're like, oh my God, moms, it's so sad watching not being able to see them be who they used to be. And it's just like, oh, they got to be somebody they wanted to. Because my mom has been fighting to just fucking survive in life her whole life. So I made a decision when I was 15 that I was going to give her, I was just going to, if she wanted to watch TV and do nothing forever, I was going to afford her that. Whatever she wants to be comfortable in life, because she had so much hell given to her, and it's in our bloodline. It's in my bloodline. It's in my dad's bloodline. It's these curses I'm trying to get rid of, see. Because she didn't have all the advantages that the men on my dad's side had. And I didn't even have all the advantages that, like, the men in my dad's side. It's just like, it's this whole versus game, and I can't figure out. I mean, I used to be a part of it, but I just saw how so few people benefited from it, and while so many people went without. That's where poverty consciousness comes from. Rich people thinking that there's people around that don't, that don't deserve it. Calling people junkies and drunks when they're, they got bars in Congress. So they're just the pot calling the kettle black. That's all they're doing. Hypocrisy of America. Oh, I found my sweatshirt. This is one of my dogs that died, Tucker. That's him. That's him. That picture was modeled off of him. And I miss him. This is what Here's a picture of, that was him. So that's him. That's this guy. I don't do good with people anymore. I can't fake it. Because people are fakes and I'm not. And I show up as who I really am. You pass by me on the street, this is what you're going to get. You're not going to get, this is it, you know. I'm real and I'm true, and I just am surrounded by fake ass shit, and I my world keeps getting smaller. I feel like that scene on Star Wars where the room is closing in. Ugh. And I'm just trying to keep my peace to get out of it. Because fighting in my life has only got me into more trouble. When I fight against the will of Creator, Source, by trying to build up dams and stop allowing the flow, I create more problems. And I'm trying really hard to not create problems for myself right now because I don't feel good. So when I feel bad, I act bad sometimes. Because you know what they say, people that feel bad, misery loves company, right? All that stuff. So that's why I just avoid all that negativity, and then I stay home and I do my sets. I hate winter, everything hurts, so I gotta do extra sets. I gotta do more sets in the winter, so when spring comes around and my body will work. You know, we're supposed to become better versions of ourselves, right? That's what I always heard. Like, but based on that logic, shouldn't frickin' America be a lot better off than it actually is? Based on if we're supposed to be better than we were last year in every way? Or shouldn't there just be like all these stellar human beings walking around America making it all great and shit? Isn't that, like, by that logic? I was talking to a friend the other day. I said, you know what? When I was growing up in the 80s, I was born in the 70s. I was growing up in the 80s and 90s and stuff. I said, man, people used to be a lot better looking than they are now. People aren't near as good looking. Like, and then, like, when I was younger, people older than me and younger than me looked old. Like, you could see old souls in people. Now you got all these new, like, Hogwarts kindergarten souls here for the first time, you know? Like, okay, I'm here to have heaven on earth. And then they're like, what the fuck is this that we're born into? This isn't what Source Creators said that this is what we're supposed to do. We got heaven up there. We feel the vibrational frequency of authenticity, which is higher than love, because love is fake as fuck. How many people I know are crying, bawling, boo-hoo, so-and-so died, some false idol for profit died, I watched their movies 30 years ago, I'm so sad. Like, give me a break. Look at your own community of people that have been going through real life stuff. Because I was always one of those. Like, we always, and then I get yelled at for not having a good attitude, for having a negative attitude, for thinking, gee, Margie. You want turkey pot pie for Thanksgiving, or do you want to eat for the rest of the month? Don't be selfish. Okay, we'll have turkey pot pie. You know? Just always eat shit with a smile on your face is what I was taught to do. And I am doing that no more. So now I point out all the people that fucking are shitting on everybody else. And that's anyone that's up here that thinks they're really important. That's politicians. That's fucking anybody that makes so much money for portraying a role. Anyone at all. They make up the fake world. And all that really matters, and what we're finding out more and more every day, dude, like when these floods happen, like they happen in Alaska and they're happening in, like, where the rich people live in Colorado, the poor people in Alaska and then the rich people in Colorado. So it's just like, oh, I gotta spread out my bleeding heart everywhere. God, what do I do? It's like, well, maybe Israel will come right over. That fake storyline bullshit that has nothing to do with us. How come every time all bad stuff happens in America, Israel never fucking comes over and helps us? It's because this country is a fucking lie. I got the pictures to prove it. You want to see? Want to see how they brought in all the Humvees so that they could sell them publicly a couple years later for the glory days? Oh, let's buy this trophy as a symbol that America's bullshit. That's what Jeeps are too. How many people drive Jeeps because they heard that song? Na, 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 na. Suicide Solution was that song's title. The theme to MASH. They're not practical cars. They're not practical vehicles. They're just little indicators on the map legend of bullshit people waste money on to look cool. That's what America is. It's so fucking phony and false and fake. They just want you to just love those fake people. And now all these famous people are leaving America. That cracks me up. You have every fucking thing that you have, but they just think that everybody's stupid. I don't think everybody's stupid. I think that there's a lot of people that need to do better for themselves in their lives. But I just think a lot of it is just like, why am I going to try? Because there's only one seed, and that seed is already determined. They already determined 5 years ago who that position is going to go to. Little nephew Jimmy, who graduates and needs a position in the company. But look at all the college universities and all the people that get direct deposit paychecks to get people to believe that when you're done and you got six-figure debt, you ain't even going to get a job. Because now we got more lazy man tools. We got the whole AI, all of it. I stayed out of that industry because I didn't want to freaking hang out with the people that made up the industry because they suck. They don't fake and account for everything. That's why there's so many fallible. That's why it's such a stupid thing to do. Like, chop wood, carry water. So more places are flooding because we're just coming into winter, mind you. It's supposed to be heavy snow winter. Lots of freaking spoons and persimmons. That means you're going to be shoveling out, and so many people are seeing it. Plants the seeds in the reality of the psyche where reality's made it, and then we're going to have such a bad winter because so many believe the winter is going to be terrible. I don't know how it's going to turn out. All I know is I'm just trying to keep my mom comfortable as long as she's on this earth. I wanted to do that with my dogs, and I did pretty good with that so far. Because every day I see how people are giving up something they supposedly love to make their quality of life more comfortable. And I'm like, what a cop-out bullshit. I used to like that Cliff High guy. I used to have some sort of respect for him because, like, I track what he said. A lot of it, the shit he talks about is bullshit based on my scientific background and my education. It's just more blah, blah, blah. People saying words that sound good. See, and there's another guy that does it, but it doesn't matter the words they say because real men, like, keep their wives. They don't put them away in homes. So, based on that, the fact that he fucking threw away to his wife to a fucking nursing home instead of taking care of her, instead of doing, yeah. Coming from somebody that's like taking care of their moms for so long, like anything else they says is complete bullshit. Like nothing else matters. It's just complete trash. Like people that aren't credible humans, they're not fucking decent men. They're not good men. They're just fucking little fucking 15-year-old dudes in old men bodies just trying to fucking find a place to put it. Superficial fake ass shit. I see it all over the internet. They're gonna have a whole conference of fake people this weekend. They call it a conference. Charge you $500, $400, $300 to fucking hang out with us because we're so important. Nah, it's because kids are expensive. I don't want to pay for anybody else's fucking kids' college education or their Gucci diaper bags and shit like that, you know? And if people don't have practical skills and it's 2025 and the earth is struggling as hard and people in America are having such a hard time just because, like, they're not even seen by nobody, that's an imbalance. That's what they used to say. I used to do like ornery, cantankerous things. I used to do mischievous things. Not like malicious, mean, evil, wicked. My brother was the evil, wicked one. He still is. He's the lawyer. And Bob would be like, oh, don't stand next to her. Don't want to get struck by, get next to the, because you're going to get struck. And that's how it is, man. You do dirty, dirty comes back to you. You do good, good comes back to you. It's a most amazing thing, you know. You want a peaceful world? Start with making peace within yourselves. I keep seeing all these teachers, like, kids don't even know how to sit still. They don't know how to be quiet. They can't be controlled. They're not going to go with the program because the program is stupid. And these new kids ain't gonna buy it, so you got to do different ways. So I got ideas. How about curriculum-based? Astrology-based curriculum, right? Because they always want to know your birthday right off the bat. Anytime you ever do anything, it's date of birth, right? So what you do is you put that all in a database, and you figure out the career that's good for the person. They used to have guidance counselors and stuff like that, and I wanted to do things like, I wanted to be, because I helped mom like learn how to walk and stuff again. I wanted to go into physical therapy, but I never thought I was smart enough to get through school. That was for smart people, and I was dumb, man. I barely graduated high school because I wouldn't go with the program because I saw how stupid it was. Curriculum based on a system that they want people to believe in, but the only thing that really matters is that people have clean water to drink, they're warm in the fucking winter, and they're cool in the summer, you know. The only way people are going to make it into the next chapter is they're going to have to ascend past all the materialistic bullshit. All these fake reindeer game programs, their economics, politics, dude, that doesn't add up to a hill of beans. Because like even Tucson, like all these places that got hit by frickin' these crazy storms, like that always puts people's water at risk. They're saying their well water is now testing for arsenic in it. Like, you don't have clean water 2 days. That's all you got, no clean water. People can eat off themselves, like eat off the calories of what they build up on the fat of themselves for months. If you're over, like, you don't need food to live. You need water to live. And oh well, I guess let's just go. Oh look, Husker football's on. What the fuck, stupid people? Like, Nebraska flooded not too long ago. Offutt Air Force Base. My old shop was underwater. I got one of these sticky bricks that they used to give everybody to leave the shop. They had an age coin in it, and it has the story of the sticky brick on it. And I remember I was asking my friend, Mr. Iskey, did them. He did them. He made them. And I asked him if he kept record of who all got those two, and then like where they went on to, like if they went on to a new base, or like, because what kind of a record did he keep track of? And he said that he did have a log, and there was 121 people. So on the whole planet Earth, on the whole Earth, 121 people have one of these. Have one of these. Even put felt on the bottom. There's hair everywhere. So there's the age coin. That's the age. That was my job. It says on it, the muscle behind the mission, aerospace ground equipment. And then it has this placard on the front. A brick from the past. There's some real history right here, folks. This wooden brick is from the floor of the Martin Bomber plant, Omaha, Fort Crook, Nebraska. This plant was built in 1941 and was designed for the manufacture of aircraft to support the United States World War II war effort, WW2 war effort, in all 1,585 B-26s and 531 B-29s were produced in the plant, including the famed Enola Gay and Bockcar. The purpose of the wooden floor was to eliminate static electricity. Now, evidently, and then I end up in New Mexico. And evidently this is where they put the bomb on the plane. So they modified the plane here. No, they made the bomb here. They made the bomb here, and then they modified it there. So everybody, every little base gets a piece of the puzzle of what America really is. And you have some people that go to this base, and they're like, but they're not putting it together because they're too busy profiting from being part of the bullshit. See, America never has any business over there. We never have any business over there. The only land America should be defending is American soil. And if you look around and you notice, America don't care about Americans. So that just supports the evidence, it's just supporting evidence that it's more of a corporation. America's a hoax. America's a TV show. We're on the 249th season of America. Dun 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 dun. There used to be a show called The Muppet Show. In the beginning, they have it's time to set the music. It's like, all right, let's get the stage ready. Let's get people pumped up. Let's get them to believe in something that as soon as the show is over, we all go back to our regular lives. We all know that this shit ain't real. Yeah. And people that live in big cities and stuff like that, unless you're really good looking, man, you're going to have more people to contend with to get basic needs and stuff. Unless people are like me and they just learn to live without. Just learn to live without. You're not going to get it what you need from them anyway. So just learn to live without. Learn to live without. Just learn to live without. It's okay. Just go without. That's what they told me to do my whole life. But now I'm pretty comfortable. We live in a small place, but not a lot of people pay freaking $8.25 for rent these days. That ain't a common thing. Everyone should be able to. There should be places like this everywhere, but no. You have, like, where I live, it's a gimmicky town. It's a fake town. It's people try it on, right? They want to live here because they see how other people on TV that live in places like this live, and that looks appealing, so they want to do that, and then they come here. Then they get the house and the stage and the props all set up, and they're like, all right, I'm living like that now. Here I am living. Then they're left with themselves, and they're like, what do I do now? Now what do I do? I'm out in the middle of nowhere. It's not a lot of amenities. I gotta go, if I want to do any kind of shopping, I gotta drive an hour away. You know, like, you can't get any good workers. Like, all the cons start freaking popping out, and the pros, you start figuring out, or everything you told yourself there were based on stuff that you saw on TV. And so people's realities are matching up with their imaginations. You know, they tried to match their reality to that, and it doesn't line up. So they're like, now what? Now what? Fuck, now what? All these people freaking can't are priced out of places to live, so they turn to go live in cars, and then they make living in cars and not having places to live illegal. And it's like, you don't give anybody any options, and telling people they should have made better choices is stupid, because they weren't given better choices like the Nepo bitches that fucking run America. Biff, whose daddy gave him $1 million, said, "Go out and make something else yourself, son." All the times he fucking failed out, his mommy and daddy came in and wiped his ass, picked him up, wiped his ass. You know, yeah, we know you suck, but we're gonna go ahead and cover up all your fucking indiscretions anyway, because you're a piece of shit. Because we don't want the family to look bad, but knock it off. And then what did he do? He went into like the #1 human trafficking trade, the beauty contest trade. Like, you know, if that ain't the sex trade and all that shit all wrapped up, you know. And then he became president just so he could get rid of all the evidence that he was a scumbag his whole entire life. But good orderly direction, you can't hide from the creator. And I've seen evidence of it my whole life. People are like, fuck, I'm fucked. Like, dude, I wasn't a good person, and now what? You know, like, shit. You realize it. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and the way you treat people, if it don't come back to you in this life, it's gonna come back to you in another. Or maybe the last one, and you didn't learn. Because I didn't learn. I was a heathen. I know, I don't buy that shit. I was male for a long time, and then creator said, okay, we're going to make you female this time. We're going to just let you have all that masculine energy you have. It's so stupid for anyone, I think, to freaking think. I mean, oh, what's your gender? You're that gender, and all your life. Okay, that's the stupidest thing I ever fucking heard. Once you're born a man, you could be a man dog and a man goat and a man cow, but you're always going to be a man. You're never going to... It's just boomer talk. It's just boomer nations. Just, let me tell you how stupid I am by opening my mouth and going blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. All those people that like to talk up, and then it's like, and then people listen to them, and they're just saying words. They're just putting words together. Like, oh, I must be really intelligent because I'm tracking what they're saying. They're talking word salad. Ooh, I listen to so-and-so. Ooh, okay. You know, they really don't know what they're talking about, right? But they sound good, right? Okay. And their life experience is what? Have they mostly talked, or what kind of life experience do they have? Because I don't listen to people that don't have life experience. I can't. Unless the experience am looking for is somebody, it calls for somebody that has just, you know, like, what was it like for you to live the same day over and over for years and years, thinking life was going to get better, and it never did? That's what I'd ask them. Born and raised, that mentality. Good as good. You just things are just shitty here, just because they're always shitty, and shitty's good enough. That's what it's like in the town and I live. And then they tell themselves they're doing really great things. They freaking misappropriate funds because of their abuse of power. Because small people want to do big things. Big people want to do enough for everybody. Because you don't need to feed. Like, you don't need to be convinced that you're a good person based on all the materialistic external, you know, square footage don't add up to decency. Never seen that. I've always seen the people that were more generous are always the people that went without. We went without so much. Then one time I went, what? Yeah, that's not a good story for right now. Anyway, that's the people that you know who are real true. Or are people that's just like, you know what, I got enough, and I know there's enough for everybody. And people that just are striving for some fake number that's a bank balance, and they're just like, they're only satisfied in life if that number grows. It's a fake number. There's nothing, you can't go to the bank and be like, hey, I want all my money. You can't do that. No place can. I don't even think Biff could. So that it's not like, it's just like, you know, why don't you use those things and use things that can benefit not just yourself. Generosity is so fun. I'm excited. I like to hand stickers out to people. I have these stickers I give to people. I came up with this when I was 9. And now I'm moving up to magnets. I'm going to have a magnet on the refrigerator soon. Straight people like rainbows too. It's like the color wheel. Yeah. My head's starting to hurt. I'm going to get going. Ma, you're about ready to get up, little lady? Yeah. You want to get up, sweetie? Yeah. All right, let me... Huh? You don't want to get up? You don't? Are you lazy bones? You're lazy bones? Blue and red. I might go down and check the mail. There's this guy that made a these people are going around talking about Masonic cities, and they said, and it was like Reading, but he was in Reading, PA. And I'm like, Redding, California. They're both on the 40th parallel because that's what they do. It's all so not what we're told it is. But it's on the 40th parallel too, and that's where Taylor Swift was born. She's on the East Coast though, and I was on the West Side. And there's a place in Redding called Lost Lanes, off Lost Road. Like, I totally see it in my head. It's at the bottom of Miracle Mile, and at the bottom of that, if you take a right and then do like a U-turn, there used to be a Mexican restaurant on the left side there, and you go past that north, and the road goes off to the left, and then it turns to the right. Well, if you park right there where it ends, there's a pathway right there, and they used to do sacrifices back there in Lost Lanes. And when I was trying to move back to Redding 5 years ago, I was talking to a lady at a property management business in Mission Square, and I told her about that place, and she's like, oh yeah, I know about that place. Women in my church used to go out there and pray for the souls that were lost there at Lost Lanes. So, you know, I mean, this is stuff I do about young. Like, I never lived in a world where everyone else does, where it's like, no, that stuff doesn't happen. It only happens on TV. Well, they get their TV stories based on real life. It's because their friends work in the police department, and then they go and they're like, dude, you wouldn't believe this story, you know, this happened. And then, oh yeah, and then they write shows about it, make all kinds of money on people's fucking misfortune, and then people see their lives on TV, and it's like, I didn't authorize that. And then the producers say, no, that's not what happened. I came up with this idea while I was sitting on a couch. And these people don't come up with nothing like that. They gotta cheat to get anything and everything, and keep anything and everything they have. They're given what they have, and then they gotta cheat to keep it. Oh, it's Wednesday. I gotta take the garbage out today. I'm trying to go through stuff and downsize stuff. So I gotta have the garbage emptied so I can fill it up and then go to our temperature's about to drop where we are. It's so, like, they turn the knobs down. Like, okay, let's turn Earth down so fucking everybody freezes and we can make so much money on heat and electricity and shit that they're actually supplying the heat for us. So we just generate that and give it back to them, and then we charge them for it. Stupid, stupid. So our temperature, people are about to, because they don't get ready for the winter. Do a little bit every day. This is me from my experience. Instead of now I've learned, because this is how I used to act, and then I get caught with just caught unprepared, and I hate that unprepared feeling. So whenever I want to lay around too much, I'll just think about how uncomfortable it is. But like our lows, we're still in 48 degrees, 50 degrees at night. It's nice. Like I got up at 5 and I turned on the little space heater for an hour, and it gets hot in here and we're good. That's it. Right? And then now we go from 48 to boom, 28 lows. Boom, below 30. So now I got to worry about the pipes freezing. It's that part of it, Hopefully we won't have the same troubles that we did last year. But hopefully I'm a little bit more prepared than I was last year. So we'll see. Anyway. So yeah, and then that's it. The warm, it's just they shut it off. Then now we're 30s, 20s, and it's early too. So how they forecast the weather is they say, what was it last year? Oh, last year it was cold, but it didn't rain. Okay, well that's what we'll say it is this year too. And then that day comes, and if it's cold and doesn't rain, then hey, it's just like it was last year. And if it does anything different, then it's just like, well, we must have, they explain it away. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting winter. I just want to keep my head down, not get too freaking talk. I'm too old and tired to freaking talk trash anymore. Because people where I live, they're just, it's not even exchanging amusing little quips. Where I live, it's, you disrespect me, I'm gonna freaking put you in the ground. It's weird. Like, you don't kill people because you don't like them. If you don't like people, stay away from them. You don't end their life. You don't take them out. And that's this machismo mentality that America's been freaking running on. But nothing lasts forever. Like, all these young people that are out there doing, like, oh, look at me, I'm a construction worker, and I'm climbing up here, and I'm doing these little fun things, and I can, go out and boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you got about how many good years of that? People only have, like, so many good years where your freaking body is in the optimal, and then it starts to, unless you maintain it, and if you don't maintain it, it starts to decline. And too many Americans are declining. They're not even peaking. They're just declining. It's hard to watch so many unhealthy people just give up in life. Try harder. Stop drinking energy drinks. Eat some vegetables and fruit. I can't believe how many people still eat McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's in 5 years almost. This January will be 5 years. December. Like, I got it. We moved here after the eclipse 2020. And then I had it twice after I moved here, Egg McMuffin. And I was like, nah, this isn't what, no, done. I don't need it. It's not good for you. People are like, I don't care, it tastes good. Yeah, how many people are programmed with the whole McDonald's thing? I remember when it wrote me. We used to go for road trips. Dad was a truck driver, so whenever we'd have to he'd have to drive us home or whatever. We'd always leave whenever we have to drive from one end of California to the other. We'd have to we'd get up and leave at like 5 and always hit McDonald's. That coffee smell, man, I take that with me wherever I go. And back then you could like ride in the back of trucks with camper shells and stuff, blankets, and just bundle in and hunker down, and it was fun. And so we go to McDonald's, you know, and then like you get a little bit older, and then you start, you know, getting willful, throwing tantrums, and getting mad about stuff, and then they start. You know, my parents, but people in my family use food as a weapon. You know, as a reward, which is a weapon. Um, if you don't teach people to reward themselves and soothe themselves inside with like, I don't know, useful things, meditation, things like that, then they're gonna forever look externally for external sources to feel better, and training people. Oh, if you're good, you know, we'll go to McDonald's. And then every time I drive past McDonald's in freaking Taos, and there's the line is two lines, and there's freaking 15 cars on both sides, and I'm just like, well, there's a whole lot of people that don't feel very good about themselves, that are trying to make themselves feel better. So there's other ways to do it. Anyway, alright. I think that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.